Here is a look at your gap and go trades for the week of June 3rd through the 7th. I will go over price targets, have a gap recap from the previous week, and also update my chart. Hi everyone, it's Dow on the Dow. First up is RIVN. We ended the week at $10.92, down 0.46%. I will be tracking from this line to this line at the end of the week. So, to the north side from where we are, takes us to resistance and a potential take profit area at 1123, 1144, 1166. To the south side, back at support and a potential buy-in area, 1082, another potential buy-in area, 1038, 1018, and roughly 996. Looking left, this gap formed to the south side, so I will anticipate it to close to the north side, and we did right there. This is no longer in play. I will delete the price. And this gap to the south side looks like it touched right there. Again, when I mark this out from the previous week, I have no idea when it's going to touch. I just extend it out, and then that's why I go through and clean it up. So apparently we touched right there on Wednesday. So this is no longer a threat to our account to the south side. Obviously, there will be other threats. Note the bounce here at support. We've got another gap to the upside that touched. So we started roughly on the 14th and closed out right here. Delete, delete. So I've got a fruit fly bugging me. Oh my goodness. I have lots of plants all over me, so unfortunately they attract fruit flies. Ugh. All right, that's done. That's done. And all these gaps closed. I need to delete that one. And we touched to the upside here. So that's done. Oops. Hit the unlock to unlock. I accidentally locked my chart. I do that all the time. I have sticky fingers. That one is part of that gap, part of that gap. That one closed right here. Let me delete that. So I've been tracking this for quite some time, and if you've been tracking it with me, you know that we were previously in a downward channel on the 5, and now we've reversed course to going up. So that's great to see. All right, the next target will be 1225, closing out at 1533. And anything to the south side, I think that's it. And note the upward channel on the 5. Now we are not quite in this channel yet for this gap, but if we continue, we could touch it at the end of the week unless things reverse. So fingers crossed. Moving on to Tesla. I do own this one. Now we are at 178.08, down 0.40%. To the north side from where we are takes us to one level of resistance and a potential take profit area, 180.18, 181.69, 183.14. To the south side, 177.16, 174.15, 172.60, and another level of support and a potential buy-in area as well, 171.01. Looking left, so we started here, gapped down, so I anticipate it to fill on the way up. And we touched at 178 here, ran up, sell off at resistance. That is done. And note, we never typically in one day go beyond 4 standard deviations. It is not typical. You will always see a sell-off whenever we get here. People will take their profits and they will run and they will lock in and they will leave. Bounce here. And the next gap will be up to 183.85, closing out at 186.26. Other gaps to be aware of. And this one closed to the south side. Oh, this one right here. To the south side at 159.76. But fortunately, we are in an upward channel on the 5-minute time frame, going farther away from this zone. But should we reverse, that is something to watch out for. Moving on to the next one. I'm going to try to clip through these quickly because my last video was 30 minutes, and before that it was 50 minutes for these gap and go trades, and so I just want to keep it shorter. All right. For Dash, we ended the week at 110.11, 0.39%. Plus I have laundry to do and a bunch of errands. Okay, to the north side of where we are takes us to 3 standard deviations and another level of resistance and potential take profit area, 111.04, 112.02. To the south side at support, 108.04, 106.08, 105.09, 104.05. Note the clear buy-in right here. And then I will anticipate a little bit of a sell-off since we are at resistance. Looking left for the gaps, we have a gap right here. Finally closed out on Thursday to the south side. We gapped up. I anticipate it to fill to the south side. 110.49. Done. And done. Now, for the other gaps to the north side, this is my public service announcement here. We will be getting to 127.01 at some point, but we are not in the channel, not in the zone, not even close. Something to be aware of. We were there in the past, but we are in a downward channel, unfortunately. Oh, and we are at a critical area, though, for this, and that would line up with resistance here. The next one is TSLY. I'm also in this one for myself and for my mom. We ended the week at $15.30, down 0.33%. First, your price targets. To the north side, a gap forms there at, what is that? Let me mark this out while I'm here. This is roughly 1547. All right, and then at 2 standard deviations, 1549, 1562-ish, 1575 to the south side, back at support. Oh, I did that off of this. Oops, let me do that again. 1550, 1563, and roughly 1576 to the south side. 1523, 1498, 1485, and this lines up with -4 standard deviations and a gap that begins at, well, let's just say roughly right there. And then we have another gap to contend with. But fortunately, we are in an upward channel on the 5-minute time frame right now, going farther away from this gap down here. The next one is NEO. Oh, wait. The next gap up closes out at 1592. This one, oh, sorry here, moving too quickly and getting sloppy. All right, we touched to the north side right there. We started down at 1545, so that is no longer in play. We touched here, ran up just a hair more at resistance, and you know what happens, and it came true. And then this gap, we gapped down, so I anticipated it to fill up, and we did, 1531, and couldn't quite, let's see, where are we here? So we flushed down. Oh, we had another gap here that filled as well. So we went kind of sideways there. And what else? That one's done. That's still in play. All those have closed out. And we've got one that takes us to 1319. And I think, oh, what is this? I don't know why this is, oh, this was a carryover, and then I forgot to delete that, but that was at roughly 16. Okay. All right, the next one, NEO. First for your price targets. 539 is where we ended, down 0.19%. To resistance takes us to 547, another level of resistance. And again, in my other videos, if you have watched any of them, I show you other levels, but I'm just telling you the 2, 3, and 4 standard deviations for this video to keep it short. 567, 577, 587, and to the south side, support 527, 517-ish, and 507-ish. Looking left, we had, this is where we began. So we started the week at 483, closed out at 539. And what is that? So from the wick, just for giggles, and to the high point right here, that was up 14%. Very good. We've been bleeding like crazy with NEO, so finally we're reversing ourselves. But it won't continue to go up without consolidating, barcoding, basing to go down to possibly go back up again. And the 1-year price target is 688. All right, so we touched here. No longer in play. Delete. No longer a threat. Thank goodness. So this is a carryover gap from, what, the 22nd? And we closed out here on the 30th, on Thursday. So we are no longer interested in this. This was an opportunity to go to the upside, and then we ran some more, grinding along this line and then flushing down to support. I hope I cleaned up all the other gaps. So we've got a gap that takes us down to 413, and all these other gaps have closed. I don't have time to take this to the monthly or the weekly or the daily, but they've all closed. Yay. I've tracked this for a very long time. I'm tired of looking at NEO. Oh, and my public service announcement. The next one is SOFI. I am also in this one. And NEO, I'm in a gazillion trades. All right. We ended the week at 690, down 0.14%. To the north side, 693, 698, 702. To the south side, support 684, 675, 670, 666. And let's clean up my gaps here from the previous week. So this is a carryover. We gapped down right here, and this was the gap that I was tracking. We touched right there, no longer a threat to our accounts to the south side. Delete, delete. This one we gapped down, so we will close out whenever we do. We have no idea when that would be, but fortunately we closed out right there. That was an opportunity to the upside. On Thursday, it closed out at 688. And then look at the clear support. Clear resistance, clear support. So okay, we've got a gap. The next one I will be tracking will be up to 744. Not in the channel, not in the zone, not even close. We are in a downward channel, unfortunately, on the 5-minute time frame, but we should be bouncing soon. Well, I take that back. Well, we could be. This would fall to the support line possibly. And the RSI is at 60. So we've got some room still to go to the upside. All right, next one, TLRY. I'm in this one as well. Oh wait, not TLRY, I'm sorry. It was TSLA, never mind. For TLRY, unfortunately, we are still in a downward channel, but not as steep. I feel like there's a little correction going on here. All right, 180 is where we ended. To the north side, 182, 183, 184. To the south side, support 177, 176, support 175. Sell-off at resistance. They left you hanging, left you high and dry right there. So the gap that I will be looking for is all the way up here. This is what attracted me in the first place for me to start tracking it. So eventually we'll close out at 212. The 1-year price target, 237. But right now, going down. HYG, iShares, iBox, High Yield Corporate Bond ETF here. 77.13 is where we ended. Resistance, 77.28, 743, resistance, 77.60, support, 76.75. The gap, well, I'll talk about the gap in a second. Let me move this out of the way. Support, 76.63, 76.46, 76.30. Now for your gap recap. So we were singing along here, flushed down. So we came down, so I anticipate price to go back up to close. And we did, oops, Command Z. See, we didn't touch there. It looks like it, but if you blow this up, to be more precise, it touched right there. So that's done. 76.78, an opportunity to the upside. Sometimes those opportunities take forever to manifest, but this one did. All right, and this one gapped up. I anticipate this to fill to the south side, unfortunately. Okay, and this one as well. Whenever we reverse course, that will take us down to 76.58, and that is in the channel for Monday, but I don't know if we'll flush that hard, that fast. But the potential is there. But fortunately, we are in an upward channel, and if we continue to go up, we will move farther away from that. So that remains to be seen. So this gap is, wait, did we? Oh, no, we finished it right here. No, we didn't. Psych. All right, that will carry over into next week at 77.26. And there is another gap at 77.75. We are going up, so that's nice. This one could touch very easily Monday. Nice. And that's all I'm tracking. SLB. $45.89, up 0.66 for this ticker. On Monday, I will anticipate 46.02 at resistance, 46.33, and another level of resistance, 46.65. The baseline and support, well, where price always goes to the middle of the trend, 45.89, 44.75, 44.43, 44.12. And from the previous week, we're going down, baby, unfortunately. But that's what I will be tracking to the upside, 50.93. That gap closed to the downside, to the upside. All right, Pfizer, I'm in this trade, I think for myself, I got to double check, but definitely for my mom. Let me move these price notations. All right, we are 28.66, up 1.63%. So here we are, resistance, 28.78, 29.02, 29.23. To the south side, baseline, support, 28.32, 27.85, 27.62, and 27.38. Looking left for your gaps, your opportunities. We touched right here to the upside. This is no longer in play. Done. Done. We gapped up, so I anticipate this one to eventually close out, and that could happen next week if we reverse course and start going down, but right now we are going up. The next target, this one closed, so the next target is going to be 25.95 and then 29.42. And we've got a couple gaps to the south side moving farther away, thank the Lord. I don't like to play to the south side or shorts. I like to see it go up. All right, all of these have closed out. Finally, I need this one to go and Intel to go. All right, Nike. Make sure you check the RSI. Again, I will be tracking this period here. We are in a nice upward channel. I'm in this trade for my mom, but it was doing well, very well, and then some bad things happened to it. All right, to the north side, 95.24, 95.56, support. Now, if we are here and go down, these lines then turn into support. Okay, the opposite of it going up. So support, 94.89, support, 94.23, 93.55, 93.21, and 92.88. Looking left for your gap recap, this will take us down to 89.20. We are not in the channel, not in the zone, moving farther away from it because we are moving up. And then this one, again, I just mark it out, have no idea where it's going to touch. And this one as well. And this gap here, I've been tracking forever. Look at this, okay, on this gap. That will take us up to $100.78. Is that the last of it? No, there's another one here, roughly 109, 110-ish. Okay, but we are not even close, not in that channel, but something to be aware of. So I will extend this. We tickled it right there at 93.99, and now we're at 95.05. So we started here, and now we're here. All right, next one, Nike. Oh, sorry, that's what we did. Intel. I'm in this one for my mom. Okay, 30.85 is where we are. I always mark out to 4 standard deviations, and I only pay to get 5 indicators. Anything else? I mean, I don't even need any but the RSI, but I have bought TradingView for the subscription because I hate the ads. Ads drive me bonkers. So I turn them off. And if I want to find out what the next level is, if I'm already maxed out, which here is where we are, So that was the target, okay? So we're going to start to roll over. Trust me, we will roll over because the RSI is also overextended. So if you want, just wait for it to roll down. But if you think it's going to go up, and we're still in the down, we're down in a downward channel on the 15, but in the 15-minute time frame, because you get different buy and sell signals on the different time frames, these things move constantly. Depends on what time frames you play. 31.39 and roughly 31.80. Okay, and to the south side, well, the middle of the trend on the 15 is 30.15. Let me move this back to the 15. Oh, to the 5, excuse me. Now on the 5, support will take us back down to, let me move this, it's in my way. Support will take us to roughly 30.61, 30.40, 30. And I bought along this line a while ago, 29.60, 29.37, and 29.18. Oh wait, was that 18? Yeah. Okay, looking left. This opportunity opened up, we flushed down. It will close to the upside whenever we reverse, and we did right here on Friday. Let me move this back over. This is done. Done. Again, we are at resistance, and you know what to expect there. But the next gap up will be at 31.95, closing out at 34.95. And I think I will jump off the gravy train for my mom up in that level, because I do want to just kind of do longer trades for her, not stay forever. My ETFs, I keep forever. All right, and I think that's the last one. All right, next one, Boeing. I'm in this one for my mom. Track the stock for quite a while, and this thing has rolled over like crazy. But you can see on the 5-minute, we've kind of stabilized. We were going south previously. All right, 77.61, and the next level of resistance, 178.40. To the south side, support, 176.20, 173.92, 171.71, 170.59, and roughly, 169.48. If you want the other levels, you can play the grid. I think that's what TradingView calls it, the little box, that's the grid. At least I'm going to call it that. So let me expand that. 177.90, 178.50, 179.04. But I will flip this to the 15 so you can see. Resistance will be at 179.93, 183.72, and 187.50. And note the gap there. Back to the 5. For your gap recap, we've got that one, and then, as I mentioned, 198.51 in the previous video, and then all these other gaps because we tanked hard previously. That's what happens when you have no quality control, and these people should not be running these corporations, just like my HOA. They need to go. You do not need to be an HOA president for 20 years. I don't think you should even be probably ahead of a company for probably 10. A few exceptions. Few exceptions. But not for an HOA board. That's just a horrible idea. Just like a city manager. The average city manager is there for about 5 years and then they're gone. I digress. All right, that is Boeing. And check the RSI. Last one, CVS. I started talking about this one because I saw an opportunity on the monthly, so I thought it'd be fun to put it on my gap and go trades. This is number 26, by the way. All right. for the gap to the upside. We are at resistance, so you know what's going to happen. It's already doing that right here. We could go down to roll back up, roll down to turn back up, but the next level is 60, 66, and roughly 61.59. Support, baseline, 57.77, 55.78, 54.80, and 53.79. All right, and we have this baby gap, this opportunity right here. We went down, so I anticipated it to go up, and it did. And it's just a baby one, but nonetheless, look at this. Look at how long it took. From here, flush you out. You're thinking, oh, it's going to be a free fall. Well, guess not. No, guess what? Not. Okay, it went past the support line, caught its breath, consolidated basically, and then slowly grinding up along the lines. And then this is done now. But price was at 55.54 the last time I talked about it, and now we're at, I did a video on that one. Yeah. Wait a minute. There. I did a video just to talk about this gap closure, I think, or something like that. All right, and we touched here, but we are not closed out just yet. So this will carry over into the following week. And this is your previous support and resistance lines. All right, that does it for me. That is a look at your gap and go trades for the week of June 3rd through the 7th. I hope you have a fantastic and profitable trading week.